Mexican monster, David Benavidez, a two-weight world champion at both super middleweight and light heavyweight. Saul Canelo Alvarez, a four-division multi-time world champion, quite simply one of the greatest of all time.
As soon as the bell goes, don't blink. That fight could be over.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. In the red corner, from Phoenix, Arizona, an all-action, exciting two-division champion of the world, known as the Mexican Monster, David Benavidez. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, here is Mexico's first ever undisputed world champion and renowned star of boxing. Here is a four-division world champion and an undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
I love this arena. I dream of places like this. I dream of fights like this. I dream of atmospheres like this, but it could only happen here.
So a capacity crowd here for this one. We've been waiting a long time for this matchup, and here we go. These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. Throwing a hook, but nice defense there. Nice lead hook. So much pre-match drama before this showdown. Who could forget what we saw yesterday at the weigh-in? These two boxers are finally ready to get it on.
You have some fighters that are big show, big arena fighters, and they bask in this, they love this, they are born for this. You have other fighters where this will be like the rabbit in the headlights.
Nice idea, and that hook lands. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
Catch and shoot. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Well done with that counter shot. Lucky that hook didn't score. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about David Benavidez that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Good man. You say focus? Go on. Don't let him back in or anything.
Be smart when you go out there. Just take the round off.
Here we go. It's round two. After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
The pound-for-pound king, Canelo, is down. One punch did the trick. Let's see it again in slow motion.
A shot from the gods took him out.
One, two, three, four. Are you okay?
So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this bout?
Well, now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up. They've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye. They're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter-puncher smart.
Halfway through the round, and they're struggling a little bit.
It's that forever hope. Remember the fight at Evander Holyfield? He could be behind on points until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to put it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
The straight right just misses. Missing with the hook. Final 10 seconds here, and I think he knows who's won this round. Talk about Alvarez in that last round. You've got to wonder how big of a factor that knockdown's going to be we just saw.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
Okay, focus, focus. Big deep breaths. Big deep breaths.
Jab, and don't get carried away. Think about your defense on the end of it.
The fight's not over yet. You've got to go out there and win this round.
Let's get it started in round 3. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff them.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Todd, I understand what you're saying, but you've got to be on this.
Whoa, did you see that? Give me just a second here, Johnny. The Mexican monster's in trouble. How did they survive that?
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What did they do? What did they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Nice counter shot. Hit him with a left jab. What an upset here as Alvarez goes down. Let's watch that again in replay from a different angle.
I need to see that again.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Give me your glove.
Final 10 seconds here, and this has not been his round for sure. Let's talk about Alvarez in that last round. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round.
I love the response though. Got back up, took a deep breath and thought, right, brush it off, get on with the job.
Come on, you're switching off. You got complacent.
Good. We can't figure it out. Good work. Those 1-2 straight down the middle.
Here we go to the 4th round. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
Good counter punching. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. Nice counter. straight right just misses. Beautiful counter shot. He threw a punch, and it's survival time for David Benavidez. Keeping those gloves up, the guard high, paying dividends as it seems that moment of trouble has passed.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
The straight right just misses. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Benavidez that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough for this guy.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Get about the round. It was about
Great work. I love that. The jab's slick.
You've been coasted for this entire fight, and now you've let him
Beautiful, that's it. Start sticking in a few body shots in there. Bury it
back out there and take his confidence away. Go out, and in the first minute, stick him in the end of your jab, and then start gathering your pace and get your momentum back and win the round back. Take away that confidence.
Don't let him back into the fight. Don't give him
Back into the fray here in round 5. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
And that hook misses. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
These two are the perfect dance partners.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
And David Benavidez is on the canvas. And look at that body shot. They couldn't have thrown it any better.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you continue.
Total domination with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about David Benavidez in that last round. Boy, this next round is going to be crucial considering the knockdown we just witnessed.
Can make or break a fighter.
You've let him back into the fight.
Great round. Now relax. You were thinking, you were smart.
Box it back together and get back out there and win the round.
Forget the jab and don't get carried away. Think about the defense on the end and what you
out there and lose the match. You got to get out there, switch on, and get your boxing back together.
This is the beginning of round 6. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
Todd, listen to me. If I knock somebody down like that round, you know this round coming out? He's getting everything, full barrel, because I know his legs are gone. So this, you watch what's going to happen. If he doesn't, I'll be very, very surprised.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Nice job blocking the hook. Got his gloves up to block the left jab. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics. Sometimes it's all right to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
His stamina is off the charts. They exchange punches. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. They stop the hook there. Beautiful. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Benavidez that last round. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
There's a lot on the line here.
Listen, be smart when you go out there. Just take the round off and win the round on your...
Yes, I like that round. Good round. You feel good? Good work out there.
I need you to focus on what you're doing. You don't want to lose this fight, do you?
I'm missing. Great work. Stay focused. Don't let him back into the fight.
There and get behind the basics. Get your jab back. Get your rhythm back.
Round 7, here we go. That 1-minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you just...
Oh my goodness, Johnny! Oh my word, Canelo just got clipped. A big heavy blow, and Saul is down. I don't care who you are. When you get caught with a body shot like that, you're going down.
I've got to see that again.
How about that will to win and refusal to stay down as this fight continues?
The corner needs to think nice and sharp. They know their fight. They know what they're...
Big shot, and Alvarez is on the canvas. Let's see that again.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
The referee deems they can continue, but this might be a big mistake.
That is a show of character. When you're put down, your ego's hurt, your chin's hurt, your body's hurting, and you've got to get up, suck it up, and think, right, I'm back in the game again. It's so hard for a fighter.
They're going to stop the fight if these power punches keep landing. Final 10 seconds here, and the corner is going to have their work cut out for them. Let's talk about Alvarez in that last round. They get 1 minute between rounds. This fighter wished it was 10 minutes after being dropped twice in the last round.
They believe their fighter has it in the tank.
Better than that, you've done all your work all the way through camp.
I need to stick a few body shots in there, vary it up a little bit so he can't figure you out. Good work.
You've let him back into this. You're better than this.
And there's the bell for round 8. Something has got to change after 2 knockdowns in the last round.
I have no idea what they have left. How do you come back from something like that? Not down twice? Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've gone in the ring with fights like that and you punched him, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
That counter punch caught him clean. These two fighters are made for one another. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. A lot of effort being exerted here. He parries that left jab away. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about David Benavidez that last round. Stamina is always an issue in a prize fight.
You cannot gas out. If you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything right for this fight, you have no excuse for gassing out.
You were thinking,
Go out there and win the round. I need to go back out there.
don't forget the job.
And we enter the ninth. How much is left in their tank after last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
His stamina is off the charts. The straight right just misses. Big Mexican monster is down. Lincoln, you miss it. Good thing we can watch that all over again.
That's lights out right there.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are ready.
Well, they're back up, Johnny, but now what do they do to get back into this fight?
Somebody can smell blood here.
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. We've never seen Canelo in this sort of trouble. And before they get knocked down, they choose to go down on their own and take a knee.
What you see right there is a heartbroken fighter.
Final 10 seconds here, unless something major happens. I think we all know who won that one. Let's talk about Benavidez that last round. That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown.
I love the response, though. Got back up, took a deep breath and thought, right, brush it off, get on with the job.
What's he doing? Come on, switch on, switch on. You've been coached.
I don't want you to load up. Don't be looking for that one shot or anything.
And he's going to be confident. You've got to take that confidence away. Go out in the front.
On already. Just make sure you follow through. Don't let him coast through this round or he'll ride it out. Go out there and finish him. You were thinking, you were smart, you weren't loading up, but you were still landing the ground.
We've made it to round 10. He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Only catching air with that hook. Hook misses. Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about David Benavidez in that last round. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
This is when you talk about championship material.
You let him back into the fight.
Okay, I'm happy. I like that round. Good work. Just keep him on the end of that.
Come on, switch on. Get your boxing back together. Come on.
Start sticking with a few body shots.
And there's the bell for round 11. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
What are they doing that round? Are they trying to get an early out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. We're at the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
When you've got someone with the hand speed that this fighter possesses, how do you deal with it?
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referees, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
Canelo in serious jeopardy here, going to the canvas. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. We've never seen Canelo. Let's talk about Benavidez that last round. How much cardio was put in for this fight? It may come down to that.
You cannot gas out. If you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything right for this fight, you had no excuse for gassing out.
That's his round.
Nothing to take him out. But he's ready to go. He's gone off.
Round. It's a bad round, all right, but we don't care. Go up there and win.
Who thought we would have made it to 12? Fatigue is setting in. Let's see how they handle it here in this round.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Nice right jab. And it's survival time for David Benavidez. And apparently no rest for the weary. Thought about taking a breath, but instead, they're in there throwing bombs again.
Green Days now needs to steady.
Whoa, Johnny! Canelo Alvarez just got rocked in a big way. And right back into the fray.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
The jab just got blocked. They blocked the jab. Good hook. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Some might have thought it was a little bit closer, but in the end, the referees are in a unanimous agreement.
What a whitewash. You know, that's skills, that's class, that's levels. One is up there, one is down there, but you know what? The loser is going to have to learn a big, big, hard lesson. I totally